some musical circles. It was said that the Jackson 5 is nothing more than a black version of yet another family musical enterprise, with the sole purpose of boosting record sales. And, says he, it worked. Those who would feel the pangs of jealousy were in awe when the Jackson 5 broke through in the United Kingdom and could count members of the British royal family among their many fans. The Jackson Rage is at its peak, prompting the creation of a TV cartoon series based on the five brothers. Michael says, "Every Saturday morning I would sit in front of the TV screen, and I found it fantastic to see my cartoon double on the screen." Michael's present-day talent for the world of fantasy dates back to that time. His world is made up of few personal friends. His life is going from performance to performance, to the accompaniment of screaming fans and thunderous applause, and from recording studio to recording studio. The upshot of this is that to this very day, Michael is terrified every time he finds himself with a group of people. On the other hand, he's totally at home when on stage. He says, "If it were up to me, I would even like to sleep on stage." In spite of the success of Never Can Say Goodbye, this is surpassed by Michael's and Jermaine's solo efforts from 1972 onwards. Jermaine's Daddy's Home skyrockets on the hit parade, but he's forced to take second place to Michael's Got to Be There, Rockin' Robin, and especially Ben, a very moving ballad, which makes many a teen heart beat faster and is awarded with a gold record. As a group, the Jackson 5's success at the time leaves something to be desired, even though the music they're producing is keeping pace with the times. Dancing Machine and Get It Together both are excellent examples of quality soul music. The hysteria surrounding the five is subsiding. It's unavoidable, and in 1975, the five brothers, feeling limited in their possibilities with Motown, decide to sever their ties with Berry Gordy's Hit Factory. One more Motown LP, and then there follows the signing of a lucrative record contract with Epic. The switch does not prove to be all they hoped for, since because of this purely commercial agreement, the very close-knit Jackson family has to lose one member of the group. That, sighs Michael, threw a spanner in the works. In 1973, Jermaine Jackson marries 19-year-old Hazel, daughter of Berry Gordy, and the marriage is one of the most glittering affairs of the Beverly Hills social season. However, it places Jermaine in a difficult position. He must choose between the family of which he has long been a member and the other, made up of Hazel and their now expanded family, which includes 2 children. He opts for the latter. An understandable and courageous choice, but it leaves the group without one member. Michael recalls, "Father had a hard time coping with the shock. Although we found Jermaine's decision to leave the group a sad one, we respected his choice. He remained our brother, and his choice was not between 2 families, but rather between 2 record labels." Jermaine chooses personal happiness, and his professional career goes into a slump. The year is 1980, and then Stevie Wonder becomes involved in his work, and Jermaine, now more self-confident, gets a well-deserved hit. It's called Let's Get Serious. Manager Joe Jackson convinces 13-year-old Randy, already an accomplished percussionist, to take Jermaine's place, and he quickly becomes integrated into the band, a band which now, under Epic contract, is known as the Jacksons, since the name The Jackson 5 is owned by Motown and Berry Gordy. It's a poor start for the Jacksons, which is also the title of their newest LP, in which their fans barely recognize their idols. Blues Away just doesn't have it, and the future looks very bleak for them. But then there comes Goin' Places, and the group is again headed in the right direction. The Jacksons now enter into what is known as the Philly sound, but it's something which Michael and his brothers could very well have done without. The brothers decide at the time to take matters into their own hands. 1978 becomes an excellent year. The brothers are also their own producers, and their first LP, their first very own record in every way, is Destiny. Michael says, "We cut most of the tracks in our own studio at home, and it was the first time that our performance on record was equal to that of a live performance on stage." The Jacksons are about to win back the hearts of their fans, thanks to worldwide hits such as Blame It on the Boogie and Shake Your Body Down to the Ground. Thanks in no small measure to ex-Stevie Wonder musicians Nathan Watts on bass, Greg Phillinganes piano, and Michael Maniac Sembello on guitar, the road to success lies wide open for numbers such as Lovely One and Walk Right Now. They all give their best to Destiny. Furthermore, this particular LP also shows up the unmistakable talent for composition that Michael and Randy have at their disposal.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
The brothers Jackson are doing extremely well. But what of the sisters Jackson? Only Maureen, the eldest, chooses a tranquil life of home and hearth. LaToya becomes a superstar with the release of her debut LP, which includes the disco smash If You Feel the Funk. The youngest of the Jacksons, Janet, tries her hand in another show business field and very quickly becomes a successful and celebrated television actress. In 1980, the Jacksons confirm the good impressions obtained with Destiny with their newest LP, Triumph. It's an excellent marriage of production, arrangements, and sounds, not to be outdone by I Am from Earth, Wind and Fire, which is released at about the same time. From the discotheques, the sounds of Can You Feel It pour forth.